Ma'am, I don't know your name.
Hi, my name's LaVon. I have a concern because for 18 years, and it was 20 years ago, I worked as a paralegal in the asbestos complex litigation. And it was stated 20 years ago, just based on the plaintiffs that we had, we were actually working for the defendant. This was during the John Mansfield era and everybody that had touched them. That E and D, those three areas, when our plaintiffs came in, they were exposed to the highest level of toxicities. But they're all gone now. They've all died off, either from meso or asbestosis. And it was quite a few of them, because when we started that complex litigation downtown, we had over 500,000 workers. And we're talking Mare Island, Hunters Point, Alameda, and there was a fourth. But the group that seemed to have the highest level of exposure was here in Hunters Point. And the attorneys forecasted 20 years ago that if they ever went out into those three particular areas, because a lot of the plaintiffs that had high levels of exposure had worked in those three areas, E, E2, and D1. And from 1991 to 1994, we had community meetings just like this. And the EPA was coming out talking to people. And at that time, they said that same area was so bad. Now, I hear him say, over the years, it's gotten better. I don't see how anything just sits there and gets better. My concern is for this neighborhood, the whole community. Because if you go out there, nobody, and I don't care how many degrees you have, in this room, none of you can put your life on and say what's exactly out there. Nobody knows. Because most of us here in this room weren't even around when they started burying stuff. It started happening before we were born. So I just want to know, as far as the risk you were mentioning, and who's going to have the ultimate liability, because you're looking at putting a whole bunch of workers back out there once again. And that, the litigation that comes behind that is unreal. So, me personally, I know it needs to be clean, but I do not think that cost should be a factor as far as sparing lives and the health of people that are going out there, workers, even the contractors, even you scientists, everybody that's traveling out there. Because it was determined 20 years ago by the superior courts in San Francisco, they didn't know what was out there. When they pulled the analyticals, it was stuff coming back, they didn't even know half of what those chemicals were. So please, be mindful. If you're gonna start digging and disturbing, make sure you know exactly what you're getting ready to do. Because I honestly believe you're getting ready to open a can of worms that nobody knows about. And we do have a community sitting right here. And every time we look around, something's being shut down, shut down, shut down. We don't need that. We need it clean, but it needs to be done with every precaution available.
Thank you very much. Ma'am, you have the last comment tonight.
I wanted to ask a question as to how much radioactivity was in there, but before I wanted to ask that, I wanted to I think that everybody should know exactly what's in there before you guys start digging. The whole community needs to know what's going on. Because it's not fair for you to start digging, you know what I mean? And if you don't know, you guys, half of you probably don't even live here. You know what I'm trying to say? If you guys don't know, it's not fair to the people like us that live here not knowing. Because I know my husband has hemangioma, has tumors, and his whole family was raised on the hill. You know, and his mom was dying, you know, and I know the tumors and all the stuff he's got, I think that has a lot to do with the living where he was living. And a lot of my friends up there have asthma and whatnot. But
And this Hunters Point,
yeah, hill up there.
Yeah,
my husband has.
Yeah.
Hunters Point, big hill.
No, the whole area is
the whole area.
Up there by the shipyard, right up there with Hunters Point. And I just want to know, if you guys don't know how much radioactive activity or whatever's up there, is there's radioactive stuff like he was talking about here, you know, Obama, it's got me really concerned. You know what I mean? I really think the community needs to know exactly what's up there, and you guys should find out for us and let us know. Because it's not fair for us to even start digging, and then 10, 20 years down the line, everybody's dying again.
That's right, some more. Some more.
I want to thank you so much for calling this meeting. It has been very educational, and I want to thank all the visitors that came, the different agencies, and the Navy for coming and listening to those of us in the community, to what we have to say, and how we want to work with you and support what you're trying to do, getting that shipyard clean. Thank you very much.
All right. Yep. And I also personally want to, I mean, I've been involved in the shipyard for 20 years, 25 years also, very long time, as you know, man, trying to get it dealt with. I just want to thank this particular team because it's been one of the most effective teams that we've had to work with, proficient teams we've had to work with from the Navy. So,
Yes.
and having worked with almost all of them, I'd have to say that that's a fairly strong compliment from us coming into this. The Navy knows that we've been fairly critical, and it's been a long time coming. So we would really appreciate the work that you guys have been doing. So with that, if there are no other questions or other comments, I'd like to thank you all for being here. There is more cookies circulating somewhere. So appreciate it. We will be having another workshop shortly. Oh, I'm sorry, before you guys go, Keith, did you want to mention the?
I did, thank you.
Please.
I've got it.
Hold on, guys. There's one final announcement from the Navy, please.
Yeah, there's a couple upcoming meetings on the 14th of this month in Building 101.
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday?
Is that on the shipyard?
Yes, on
I
4th.
can't come there. I refuse to go to the shipyard. I'm too scared of all the chemicals that's out there.
Well,
No, I can't
it's
come
Building
there.
101. It's not on the shipyard, but it's next to the shipyard.
On parcel A, the clean parcel.
Okay, and that's regarding?
There is a meeting on dust control practices of the Navy and dust control best management practices that we're going to put in place for the next phase of our digging. And then on the 29th at the Alex Pitcher Room, Southeast Community College,
Okay.
on the 29th, we're going to have
Far enough away.
we're going to have presentations on documents and progress we've made in the last few months on the base. So it's going to be me giving a series of presentations with question and answer sessions.
Well, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Any other announcements before we go? Any words from the regulators? Thank you all. Have a good evening.